Hello, everybody. I'm sure you all are getting tired. I'm Teresa Miller. I'm a special education teacher in Perry County. I teach kindergarten, first, and second, and I currently have 22 on my caseload. I co-teach the ones that can stay in the regular classroom that's not that low, below their peers. And then I pull some of them to my classroom, the resource room, mostly kindergarten, trying to teach their ABCs. I'm so excited to have this opportunity from KVIC to get this grant. Receiving this grant is a highlight of my teaching career. I don't know how you all feel about that, but just getting the opportunity to have extra money to spend, oh my gosh. Teachers are, most of the time we spend so much money out of our own pocket, and we don't get to buy an iPad. So I'm just so excited about that. And this makes my second year receiving the grant. I don't know if you all have received it before. I last year did Art Makes You Smart. And this year I decided on cooking. I love getting on Instagram. Raise your hand if you ever get on Instagram. Insta Stories is my TV. So I don't really, I post some stuff on there, but just like when you follow them and in special ed, they have so many neat ideas, and they just show like a little clip, because when you go on YouTube, you don't watch anything that's real long usually. You're looking for the one that's like 4 minutes. So I had this summer, when we're off, of course, watching Insta Stories and looked into some different cooking ideals in the classroom with special ed. And so this year, the reason I chose it, I'm going to go over some different things, skills. Whenever I wrote up my proposal, my principal was like, what Common Core standards are related to this, Teresa? And I was like thinking, cooking? Which as teachers we can come up with. He said, well, you need to list out your Common Core standards. I said, well, KVIC didn't ask me to do that. So these are all the ones, and let's see if you all think these relate to education. Social skills, math, reading, science, following directions, critical thinking, problem solving, kitchen safety, life skills, and STEM. And STEM comes in for the fact that, your finished product. And it says, cooking requires students to use and comprehend vocabulary and language and integrate it with mathematical concepts to create a finished product. And I've got a handout here, because if you all would be interested in doing this, and I would go over with you all how I've gotten funded. With KVIC, I bought the iPad Pro with the pen. And I'm also going to use iMovie. I put on your all's evaluation. We need to be talking. So my kids are kindergarten, first, and second. So we had a 1-2 split. We were short a teacher, but we ended up getting more kids in and got to take that split apart. So I chose the older kids, and they are going to be my newscast. And we've actually already filmed 2 episodes. One of them, and then somehow or another, I teamed up with STLP, and I have 4 girls, and one of them, and they're loving it. They did the, they write it's like I just get to facilitate now, because they've come up with the props, the scripts that the kids are going to say, and, when I started, I was like, this does not have to be professional. Hey, Faith. And I'm sure you were the same way, because I've watched your videos before. Yeah, and I was like, and you all should do the same thing. Whenever we start doing more, like now, it's like I'm cooking and I'm so into that, and I share the extra food, with the FMD kids. So every time I cook, I'm taking it over there, and I want them to be able to do it. But you want to pass these out? So, and on my handout, it shows you... I had me one here somewhere that I folded over to go over with you. I hope I'm not going over my time, but I guess we always end up early anyway. So at the top, you will see, with my grant too, this was a neat idea. I don't know if you have any money left, but I went to Lowe's and got like one of the $40 tables that folds out, because we always need a table for a party. I try to use my grant money for something I know I can use in the future. But at the top there, you'll see the 4 girls that's older in the background that's producing the show, and then the 3 little kids in the front are going to be the show cast. And then on here, I don't know if you teach special ed or if you all have ever seen this Miss D's Corner visual recipes. But that's where I kind of got the ideal from. And this was hers right here. And it like broke it down and like visually, like you take the pictures and then they sequence it. So you would do this, say, like the day before in groups. Then if you look on my paper, 1, 2, 3 over, we did Fruity Pebbles pancakes. And then I just took, 2 minutes, okay. Don't we have extra time though? Because everybody finished early? Oh, okay. But anyway, so I took pictures. If I don't have that recipe, I took pictures of each step. So that's what I did, and then we sequenced them. And this is so funny. I ended up coming up with a mascot. And what my director, we're going to do like a bloopers, and she was like behind the table, and we were trying to tell her to talk different. She's like, how do I talk? How do I talk? So, but you can follow everything on Facebook if you just look up my name. And then we have an Instagram account. And then also, your food service, if you tell them, like with mine, I tell them on Friday, they give me everything I need if they can by Wednesday for my recipe. So you all remember that. And then we're actually going to go out like on the road, and we're going to do some cooking shows. Because I like YouTube some cooking shows and got some ideals, of course, from somebody else. And then also, I was recently videotaped on a Firecast, and you can see about my project also. Do you all ever go on the Holler and watch all the videos and on YouTube? Because you're going to get awesome teaching ideals. Let's see if there's anything else. The main thing, I think, is this handout, because it'll give you a lot of good ideas. And hopefully, if you was to record any shows of cooking or anything in your classroom, and you could even do that as a special, on your show to make it fun. So, any questions? Did I go over? I got it perfect.